Welcome back to ETBU Extra live from CC's Pizza in Marshall, Texas, where we're here each Wednesday from noon to 1 talking Tiger sports. Of course, last Wednesday not able to make it because there was snow on the ground at ETBU in Marshall, Texas. So we're back this week. Of course, if you join us each Wednesday from noon to 1 p.m., you can come in and enjoy the delicious buffet and drink for just $5. Now joined with the head basketball coach of East Texas Baptist University, Coach Bert West. And Bert, I've had lunch with you all 3 days this week. You seem a little bit more calmer than you were Monday and Tuesday, because I know right now you're in coaching mode, and let's get ready to play Friday night. But first, congratulations to your team and what they accomplished this past weekend with the American Southwest Conference Tournament Championship. What does that mean to your team to get that after so much hard work during the year to get there?
Well, it means that's the first step to where we're trying to go. And the crowd was so amazing, the band, the cheerleaders, the Blue Crew, Ornella's Crazies, and our kids performed well. The celebration was so amazing that it was like it's the end of the season, and we accomplished it, and we're gone, we're done. And that's not the truth. The truth is we did all of that to get to here, and now we're one of 62 teams with a chance to win the national championship. And I've been so wired up because I've been sick and I'm taking medicine. I didn't realize it. Everybody thought I was so excited about the games. No, I just can't sleep and wired up. And I sleep an hour and a half one night, 1 hour the next night. And I'm wired up again. You just hadn't been able to tell it yet. My wife said it's my medicine. This morning she put a bill out for me to pay. I thought it was junk mail. I ripped it up. And so, you know, it's just, you know, that time of year. But this team reminds me of the first state championship team I coached.
In Zwolle.
Yeah.
Louisiana.
That team had not had a winning season in 2 years. This team hasn't had a winning season in 2 years. That team gave away as many games as they won over that 2-year period of time. That team struggled with free throws. This team used to struggle with free throws. That team struggled with turnovers. This team used to struggle with turnovers. That team made it into the playoffs under the radar. Nobody knew us. Nobody knew who we were. And we had to play the top 5 teams ranked, not in the exact order. We played number 1 last in the state championship game. And it's a lot of similar, eerie. It's eerie. And that team became very unselfish, very close. Leadership developed. It's eerily reminiscent. So I'm hoping for a repeat on that.
I noticed at the end of the ball game that you gave Michael Prather a big Tiger hug. And y'all just stood there and looked at what your team was doing. Kind of explain to me what you were going through as the head coach of the Tigers, watching your team celebrate the American Southwest Conference Championship.
Coach Prather and I think, were so focused on trying to help the team do what they needed to do that I don't think either one of us was extremely excited, you know, about what had just been accomplished. But that feeling of staring out there, Coach Prather putting up with me for 10 years deserved more than a hug. But as we're looking out there, that feeling of satisfaction of watching those kids celebrate that fine accomplishment, I tell you, it's been a long time since I've had a feeling better than that. That was just an awesome, and I think Coach Prather, unfortunately, he's taken on a few of my characteristics, and I think that's what he was feeling. But I wasn't hugging him. He was hugging me.
Okay, let's get that straight. I understand. One last question about what happened at the celebration, and I want you to talk about the former players who came up to you after that ball game and said something to you. Now, of course, he might miss a few that were there, and let's don't hold that against him because it was just a great celebratory atmosphere. But kind of talk to me what that meant to you to see your former players come up and give you a hug, shake your hand, and say, "Coach, congratulations."
Yeah, is very confirming that we've been doing the right thing for a long time without winning a championship, but we've been doing the right thing. Those kids have gone on to be successful coaches, doctors, lawyers, preachers, right on down the line. Policemen, FBI agents, we've got all kinds that have come through. And I just got off the phone before I came with one of the all-time greats. Craig Kirkhoff called and talking about getting a bunch of the old crew together. And if we make it to the Sweet 16, there's going to be a contingent of old-time Tigers there. So it's real exciting, and I'm proud that they're still proud of their school, and I'm proud that they still support us. And when one of the best players that ever played here calls and praises your team, that's a good feeling.
Coach, Do all Tiger basketball fans and Tiger fans have a part of this championship?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I'm hoping that we're adding something to the university besides just some victories and just a championship. I think that our students and our university has been impressed and sold on the teammanship, the unselfishness, and the determination that our team plays with. I hope we're setting an example that you can accomplish something if you will put others in front of yourself, give away what you want, and it'll come back to you. Our team is they're a good example for a lot of things.
Visiting with Bert West, the head coach of the Tigers. Of course, he's the head coach of the American Southwest Conference Tournament Championship team, and they play this Friday at Ornelas, first round NCAA Division III tournament, and they're hosting Hendrix College Friday night. And let's move ahead and talk about Friday night's game, Coach. From a coaching standpoint, I know the fans want to know your scouting for the team and just some things that you know about Hendrix College and what the Tigers need to do to be successful on the court Friday night.
Well, Coach Prather's been breaking down the film more than I have. We kind of share duties. I give him all the important ones, and I take the little peon jobs. But we're not concerned about Hendrix at all. We're only concerned about the Tigers. We think it's all about the Tigers. And that is not disrespectful to Hendrix. That's the way we approach every game. And I look at it as this way. It's down to 62 teams. We got a 1 in 62 chance of winning the national championship. You can get beat at any time. I understand that. The team understands that. And what a blessing. And thanks to Coach Reeves, we got involved and got those bids in. We've got the first 2 rounds of the national tournament. We're going to be in the Sweet 16 before we even know we're in the national tournament. We're just going to keep our same routine, stay in our process. Our goal is to win the national championship, 1 game at a time, and see what we can do to get better. The Tigers are preparing well. I don't know if I even answered your question, but that's where we are right now.
Okay. Last question concerning what's ahead for the Tigers. There's a lot of high school coaches right now in Louisiana and Texas or have their teams in the playoffs right now. As a coach, do you have any advice to them how to prepare their team to keep going? Because a lot of times a team like you will face a team you played before, and a lot of times players sometimes say, we played them before, we beat them. As a coach, what kind of advice can you give to other coaches or would-be coaches of how to prepare a team to get ready for such a big game that's happening this weekend?
Well, I've had the great good fortune to lose a lot of games, and so I've had a lot of experience. But I've been very fortunate that when we've been in position where the game was the biggest, my team have won most of the time. And the only thing, you don't change what got you where you are. You stay in that same process, and you don't not work them because you want them fresh. Hey, these kids are fired up. The adrenaline is pumping. They're fresh. You go on and work the way you want to work. And you make sure your team continues to put others first, and you make sure that they believe, they're confident, and they need to be confident in you. You need to trust them so that they will trust you right back. And, if you got a great relationship with your team, they will believe you when you tell them your season is over if you don't perform. And we understand that pressure is all in your mind. We like the pressure because we understand that we have total control of it.
One last question, give you a chance to have the final say before we bring one of your players on the show today. What do you want to say before you leave and go and enjoy your lunch? Once again, I've been interrupted your lunch on a Wednesday here at CC's.
Nothing. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. All right, that's what we need to hear from the head coach of the Tigers, the American Southwest Conference champions. They're ready to go and face their first-round opponent, Hendrix College, this Friday night at Ornelas. It's been just a super atmosphere around ETBU, watching the Twitter feeds over the weekend. Coach Ergel, the head football coach, called a team meeting for that first game that happened on Thursday night. And then I almost broke into tears when I saw Coach West's granddaughter, Peyton West, tweet after the ball game, after the win Saturday. She said, "The smile on Papa's face when the buzzer rang makes me the happiest girl ever." And yes, indeed, the Tiger fans are definitely happy. And hopefully that smile will continue as they work their way through the NCAA National Tournament bracket. When we come back on ETB Extra live from CC's Pizza in Marshall, Texas, we're going to talk with some of the players from the Tiger basketball team. You're listening to ETB Extra at GoETBTigers.com. Back in a moment.